Good morning, everybody. Welcome. Today is Thursday, March 28th, 2019. My name's Jeremy. This is my first cup of coffee. I lost my container of theanine. I don't know where it is. So, this is coffee with some chaga. Not that they're the same thing, or anywhere close to the same thing, but I like adding stuff to my coffee. It feels fancy. I often will make kind of bulletproof coffee with some butter and whatever. And I tried to make homemade butter last night, and I turned it into whipped cream. So I gotta try again. I kept trying to bring it back from whipped cream to butter, but that doesn't work that way. So, yeah. I had the big interview yesterday. It was big. So big. It's huge. Huge. It was good. Came out really well. I thought I did a good job, but of course, we gotta wait to see. Now, if you follow us on Facebook, you saw that there's kind of a half-hearted last-minute contest to guess who it was. I don't know if anybody posted after I did the live kind of comment yesterday, but once it's out, I'll go back and I'll find it and we'll see. So, but it's good times, and it's a lot of validation. You know, to look at episode 1, which was Big Friends, which was friends of mine. I'm tired. Hold on. Coffee. Episode 1 of Martial Arts Radio, which was friends of mine, and here we will go with episode 386, which ends up being a huge name. And they came to us. Pretty cool. It is Thursday, which means there's another podcast episode out, and today, episode 383, is on hierarchy in the martial arts. The inevitability of hierarchy because of what we do. I can lower this. I got shorter. There we go. The challenges. It's more observational. I don't think there's a whole lot in there that I said. I recorded it last week. That I said about how we fix it. The bad stuff. Hierarchy can be good. Hierarchy can be bad. But it's there, so you can check that out, and you can find all the episodes of Martial Arts Radio here on YouTube, or at whistlekickmartialartsradio.com, or in your podcast feed. Basically, all the same places that you can find First Cut is there. Find it. Listen. Tell me what you think. I like feedback. It helps. Helps me guide the show. It's weird to do a show where I just talk and no one responds or listens. I have to imagine what the audience is thinking, just like for this. Which is why I like comments. And speaking of comments, hey, look at that segue. We had a couple that came in yesterday. I'm going to answer the second one first because it's a shorter answer. And it was, who's your favorite superhero? And they were guessing it's Batman. And it's almost Batman. Batman's second. It's Spider-Man. And it's Spider-Man because I can relate to Peter Parker much more than I can relate to Bruce Wayne. And because physically I see more of myself in Spider-Man, always have, than Batman. Batman's awesome. What I love about Batman is that Batman doesn't have powers. Batman's just awesome. Spider-Man is small but strong for his size and kind of underestimated and has a bit of a gymnastics thing going on. Well, that's kind of me, right? I can't do the web thing. I can't do that. That's not a thing I can do. So, yeah. Now, the other question that came in that I really like, how do you measure progress in martial arts beyond rank. Oh, so hard, right? Now, one of the challenges of analyzing your progress in martial arts is that if you look at any one specific skill, if that's not the skill or the measurable item that you are practicing most, you will regress. But assuming that you're continually training, other things will get better. And this is one of the frustrating parts about martial arts, is that because there is so much to know and do and get better at, as you get better, you realize, hey, I can't get better at all of this simultaneously. Now, I feel pretty blessed because I figured that out a while ago. And that's why my goal, as I train martial arts, is less on the physical stuff. Because let's be honest, this show takes most, no, just show, this company, Whistlekick, everything going on with Whistlekick takes a lot of my time. I don't have a ton of time to train, and as much as I love martial arts, I need some variety in my life. So much of the time that I have where I could train, I don't train. I've always been open about that. But when I do train, I tend to train fairly fundamental things. When I train Superfoot stuff, I'm training elements at home that allow me to work higher level skills when I'm training with Master Dow and Paul or others. You know, when I'm training karate, it's working this new form that that I'm learning, and that allows me to spend more time training with the experts at a higher level. Now, beyond that, I spend a lot of time with strength and flexibility and just general physical stuff, which allows me, even, you know, I turn 40 in a couple months, I can still hang. My body serves me well because I treat it well in that way. So I'm going on a tangent, which I'm prone to do, so let's bring it back. So how do you measure that progress? You have to be honest about what you're working on and what you're not working on. If you're working on a specific form or several forms or forms in general, I think it's pretty easy to know if you're getting better at them. If you're starting from scratch, are you doing a better job remembering them? Are you able to incorporate more power? Does it feel better? There's a part of forms practice that we don't talk about too often. If you're working basics, that tends to come down to basic physical stuff. Are you able to perform your techniques with power, with speed, with appropriate stances? How's your balance? Things like that. If you're talking about sparring, you tend to know if you're sparring better because you're hitting people more than they're hitting you, or at least you're hitting people more often than you were and they're hitting you less often. If we're talking self-defense stuff, it's similar to sparring. Sometimes in some martial arts schools, we are, because of hierarchy, discouraged from performing our own analysis on our own progress. And so if you're waiting for outside validation, then yeah, anything in between rank can feel like you're stagnant. But there's plenty of opportunity for you to observe yourself. Now, we don't have a lot that you can measure objectively. I've talked about the Kick AI kicking wearable, foot, ankle wearable. It's kind of a neat tool. I've been playing with it. We'll be doing a review on it over at Martial Journal when I can make some time to do that. In fact, I need to spend more time with it. I've got a goal of using it every day. It happens like every 5th day, just because it's not a priority. I think a lot of times when we're struggling to monitor progress, we can identify something that's objective and take some solace in that. Um, it could be as simple as I'm going to spend 30 seconds throwing side kicks and counting them. And after a week saying, oh, I'm able to throw, I was throwing 22, and this week I started throwing 23 each day. That's progress, right? There's measurable progress there. I think the challenge, and I've talked about this on Martial Arts Radio, one of the biggest challenges in martial arts progress is that because there are no definable endpoints, and we crave that. And that's why rank becomes something that we seek. But it's not about that. It's an ongoing, it's a practice. Martial arts is a practice. It's something we practice. It's something we're continually getting better at in some way. So enjoy the process. I don't know if that's helpful at all. So, I love answering questions. Don't be afraid. Answer questions here on YouTube, or if you don't watch on YouTube, if you're listening at podcast feed or something, email jeremy@whistlekick.com. I tend to, periodically, I'll just cobble them all together and print them out and leave them on the table. There's a table right there that you can't see. And I leave them there until I answered them all, and that's that. Now, we do the show every morning, right here on YouTube, 6:30 a.m. Eastern. Don't forget, subscribe and turn on notifications so you can see when we're doing it. And then immediately after the show, we upload the audio to all the podcast feed services, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, you name it, it's there. And you can always catch it at firstcupwithjeremy.com after the fact, not live. YouTube won't let us do it live anywhere else but YouTube. So, that's it. I hope you have a wonderful day. I didn't even tell you what I'm going to do today. I'll tell you tomorrow. Take care. Have a great day. See you tomorrow. Peace.